We are King and Union, and this is the Avalon system. Avalon exists to make a threat intelligence analyst's job easier, make them more effective, and make it easier for them to collaborate both internally and externally. We think threat intelligence information should be shown in a graph, not in tables or lists, because that makes it easier to understand the relationships between the threat information and to quickly identify which pieces of information are important. In the graph, we represent IPs, domain names, and email addresses and the like with icons, and connections between those pieces of information as lines between the icons. Now, it's important to understand, this graph is a real-time collaboration tool. Multiple analysts can be on the same graph at the same time, and their edits will propagate to each other in near real time. So you can see the other user in the system is making changes, and his changes are coming to me in real time. We have connected a chat system to each graph, so that analysts can communicate with text as well as pictures. So if you click here and type a word, that message will be sent to every user on the system, and this chat will be saved so that users who join later will see these chat messages. We handle taking backups of the graph automatically, so if you make a mistake, you can easily revert to an earlier version of the graph. We'll also automatically look up all information added to a graph in our threat intelligence backend, and this will allow you to add what we know to the graph. Some nodes won't have a lot of information. This one, for example, has 394 pieces of information related to this term. Others will have a great deal of information. This one has 1,001 relationships related to 1.1.1.1. To add this information to the graph, you simply click the Add button here. And that will take all the information we know about that particular piece of information, in this case doc-sharepoint.com, and add it to the graph and do an initial layout of this information. Once you have a larger graph like this, in this case we now have 394 pieces of information on a graph, you can search for pieces of information in something we call lenses. For example, if you're looking for all terms that end in .top, you can do a search like this, and that will highlight all of the nodes in the graph that end in .top. You can also filter by time range, so you can say, I want ones where the domain has been seen in this particular time range. Now there's only 9 of those, and they are down here. Once you have a graph that has a great deal of information, you can also share it with other interest groups to allow them to contribute what they know to the graph. In this case, this graph has been shared with the cable organization's group, and they're allowed to edit the graph. Lastly, to close the loop, you can export the contents of a graph back to your IDS or SIM to help your operational security group benefit from the threat analysis work. To do that, you click the Export button, and then give it a name, select which graphs you want to export and which piece of information in those graphs you want in the export, and then choose a format. In total, Avalon allows your threat intelligence analysts to work more quickly, collaborate more effectively, and easily take the results of their work and apply it to defend their organizations.